What's going on, investors? Welcome back to the channel. So time is against me, so I'm not going to over edit this video, so please bear with me. But in this video, I am going to show you guys what is going on with Bionano Genomics price action, and of course why we have been seeing massive sell-off. Okay, I want to show you guys in this video three top sellers of Bionano Genomics shares. I mean, hedge funds that are literally killing the share price of BNGO. Okay, now one thing I want to remind you guys is that Bionano Genomics was trading around $3 when the chief business officer resigned last few weeks. Okay, and since then the share price of BNGO has been going down heavily, even though most of you guys would argue that somehow didn't affect Bionano Genomics, or it's not going to affect it. You guys can already tell BNGO is down over 25% from where it used to be since the chief business officer resigned. Now, and also a couple of days ago, I made a video about Bionano Genomics diluting shares, infinitely. We don't know when Bionano Genomics is going to stop diluting shares, okay? Because as investors, it will be very nice for us to know that at least the market share offering is going to end at so time, but we don't know that. So there is also a possibility out there that Bionano Genomics is presently using that most recent rally to $3 to raise some fund, just like they did in the third quarter of this year. Okay, they raised 20-something million US dollars, which they used to run the business in the third quarter of this year. So now, as investors, it would be nice for us to at least know when the market offering is going to end. I think that is also possibly, kind of creating a negative, atmosphere. It's kind of, helping bears, okay, to come out and short the shares of Bionano Genomics. Now one of you guys commented on that video about diluting shares infinitely, and Juan 3 days ago commented and said, I quote, "My friends, don't waste your money and time with BNGO. Be careful. If you are poor, you will become poorer. My friends, cash is hard to come by. Don't be a fool like many innocent people." Of course, I don't agree with what this person is saying, but at the same time, I like to show you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly of what is going on in this community. What do you guys think about this comment? Because till now nobody is replying to this comment. No likes, no dislike. I want to know what you guys think about this in the comment section. If you go to Fintel, okay, you can see that we have a lot of institutional investors that sold out of Bionano Genomics most recently through their 13F filings, okay. And now I want to show you guys three hedge funds that I believe are presently literally killing Bionano Genomics. Now, if you take a look at this, Millennium Management LLC ownership in BNGO. Now, I want to show you guys something, even though I don't think they have very large impact like the top three guys that I am going to show you guys in this video. Okay, so sorry for how I'm speaking. I am not 100% today. So if you take a look at their disclosed equity positions, okay, from their most recent 13F filings and end port filings, you guys can see that these guys used to own at one point almost 3 million shares of Bionano Genomics. Okay, they started with almost nothing, and gradually they accumulated shares of BNGO. Look at that, 3.1 million shares of Bionano Genomics. Then somehow they started to to dump it. Okay, from August last year, they started to dump it little by little, and it's very difficult to tell if they are also shorting shares of BNGO, or maybe they spotted something negative and they just want to get out of it. Now let me show you guys the top three hedge funds that are presently, in my opinion, shorting Bionano Genomics, driving the share price of BNGO lower. And the first one I'm going to share with you guys is Citadel Advisors LLC. This is their ownership in Bionano Genomics according to their 13F and import filings. You guys can see that these guys are literally shorting BNGO right now. Okay, I mean, they could be also doing it in the dark pool, because this one is publicly what we can see, and there is a chance that in the dark pool they are also up to something. Now if you take a look at their ownership of BNGO, they started with around 220,000 shares, and then since then, they accumulated up to 3.4 million shares, and then they have been dumping since then. I mean, how is it possible that somebody in February filed 13F with 3.4 million shares, and then, couple of just after 2 or 3 months, they literally dumped everything, minus 77%. Okay, I mean, this, in my opinion, institutional investors supposed to be holding on to their shares, for years. Okay, just like, for example, Ark Invest is doing. Now, this is what they are doing right now. You guys can see how many shares they are presently shorting publicly. Nobody knows how many shares they are shorting, in the dark pool. Now, if you take a look at the second most, institutional investor that I believe, or hedge fund that I believe is shorting BNG also massively, Susquehanna International Group LLC, ownership in Bionano Genomics. They disclosed, about $1 million, and then look at that latest disclosed ownership, 548,000 shares. But if you go historically into how many shares they started with 88,000 shares, and then accumulated, towards 3 million shares, and then till now they are just, more or less shorting the shares of this company. Okay, since last year, of course, after that massive rally, they are, in my opinion, are shorting Bionano Genomics as well. But of course, they could be doing it in the dark pool as well. Okay, but publicly, this is what they are disclosing. And if you take a look at what they have been doing, these are more or less like, put options on shares of BNGO. Look at their ownership, skyrocketed, and then all of a sudden, bam, this is where they are. Okay, now, the one that concerns me the most, I made a video a couple of weeks ago, or perhaps a couple of months ago, about the top short seller of Bionano Genomics, and that is Renaissance Technologies. These guys are using, algorithm to trade. Okay, and right now they report 61.4% decrease in ownership of BNGO. The last time I made a video about these guys, they used to own about 3.6 million shares, and in that video I told you guys these guys are literally going to be shorting BNGO, and that is of course what just happened. Okay, if you take a look at their most recent filing from the middle of this month, okay, you guys can see that they dumped minus, look at that, minus 2.2 million shares. I mean, how could you buy something in August and then dump literally everything, 61%, in November? These guys are shorting BNGO massively, and I believe it's one of the reasons why, apart from Bionano Genomics, diluting the shares of the, company at the market, okay, driving the share price down, I think these guys are also playing part of it. They are literally shorting BNGO. Okay, and when is this going to stop, and when are we going to see a decent rally? Now let's take a look at the price action of BNGO and what has been happening, okay, since the chief business officer resigned. This, okay, I already shared something similar to this with the channel members. If you own more than 1,000 shares of BNGO, go and become a member of my channel. It costs about 99 cents every month. The cheapest, it costs about 99 cents, and this $1 per month can possibly save you a lot of headache. Okay, we have over 50 members right now. Now, if you take a look at this is the monthly chart of Bionano Genomics, and you guys can already tell that, like I have been saying in my most recent video, the rally, in my opinion, is still coming. Now, we don't want to go to that. We just want to go through the dailies. Now, this right here is when the chief business officer of Bionano Genomics, literally resigned, and since then the share price of BNGO has been going down. You guys can see. So today we got back to around $2 before we saw that tiny bounce before the market closed. Okay, so we are literally down about minus 8% today, minus 8.1%. Now, what's going to happen next with Bionano Genomics? I think we are going to find a strong support around this level, in my opinion, and hopefully we are going to see some buyers come in. I think the sellers are done, okay, because we cannot move below $2 in my opinion right now, because we have a very strong support at this level. Okay, now you guys should expect any moment from now, I'm still going to be making video about the next bullish catalyst of Bionano Genomics and what you guys should expect. But if you want to be ahead of your game, okay, you can easily become member of the channel, because I'm not going to be posting video like every day. If, for example, today I'm not really feeling good, but I just want to talk about BNGO a little bit because it's been a while since I made my last video.